video on this amazing Wednesday. So I want to talk tonight about the raw vegetable fast. I don't know how many of you out there are familiar with it, but I just wanted to bring you up on some of the things that I tried. And remember, on this journey, I had to find out what works for me and how I can incorporate certain things in my diet while I'm on my health and wellness journey. So while I was on this journey, I heard about the raw fruit and vegetable fast. It almost reminded me of the Daniel fast. I mean, when they talked about eating raw, and spiritually, it connected me with the Daniel fast. Every first of the year, for the first 21 days of the new year, I bring my first fruit as my offering and I fast. And my fast that I normally go off of is the Daniel fast. So when I heard about the raw fruit and vegetable fast, I went digging. I went to do my research to find out what that is. And if it's something that I can try. Well, I did. I went on for about 14 days. Part of my 21 days of the Daniel fast, I also did the raw fruit and vegetable. Okay. So tonight I'm going to share that journey with you. And it was interesting. That's all I can say about it. But I want you to know that it has some great benefits. I lost in the first 14 of that particular 21-day fast, the Daniel fast, I lost a total of 10 pounds. I normally lose 2 pounds a week since I've been on this journey. I lose 2 times, 2 pounds, the max. But while I was on the raw fruit and vegetable diet, I lost 4 pounds and 6 pounds. So the first week I lost 6, and then the second week I lost 4 pounds, a total of 10 while I was on that journey. But I'm going to share with you some of the things that I found out about the raw vegetable. And I had to try it for myself because I cook my vegetables. What I like about it is it being me allowing me to incorporate more fruit and vegetables in my diet while I'm on my wellness journey. So here's some of the things that I did and I'm going to share. First, I also went and I took to find out a little bit about myself. And this is all about your journey as well, making it personal. Personalize your journey so you understand what works for you, because what worked for me may not work for you. And just to put a disclaimer out there, and let me do that before I go any further, okay? I want you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that you can receive any of the future videos that I upload on Wednesday. Okay, so as a disclaimer, I am not a nutritionist. I have to put it out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I am just sharing my journey of what helped me to eat better and lose the weight. I have previously suffered, as many have, if those who have been following me thus far, you know that I suffered with chronic pain that was caused by inflammation. So I had to change my diet. And incorporating my anti-inflammatory diet, I also had to learn a little bit more about making sure that I get enough nutrients, which I do my macros, making sure that I got the right proteins, fat, carbs, and I want to make sure that I incorporate that in my daily diet. So I had to do my research, and that's what I do. Y'all know I'm a Googleist, so I Googles it. I do the research because I need to find out more about it. I need to get educated on it in order for me to be effective and for it to be successful. There are some things that you'll find in my journey that I cannot do, as I'm going to talk about today. Some of the things that I found out about the raw vegetable and fruit diet fast is that I can do it, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little cheat, and my cheat is that I cook it. But let me tell you what I I'm going for. First of all, my scripture today that I'm going to use in this particular video that inspired me is Jeremiah 30:17. But I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord. And I believe that my whole journey has been just that, God restoring me to good health as he heals my wounds. And I may have scar tissues. I've had chronic pains and things that have caused my body to not be able to function as a 60-year-old. Okay, I know it. Y'all say it. I look 45, but that's okay. I agree with you. But I took a test. I went to doing the research to check out what is my metabolism and to find out what is my overall, stats on certain things. And of course, it's nothing new to me. I went online and I took this, trying to find out what kind of vegetables were good for me. And I took this test. And in the test, I found out that, I had to put in my weight, I had to put in my height, and I had to put in how old I am. And then it asked me questions like what kind of fruits and vegetables that I would like to eat. And I truthfully, honestly, I answered according to what I'm eating, and what I like and what I have already incorporated as far as my inflammation diet, anti-inflammatory diet. So those, I answered those according to what I'm already eating. So the stats came out that if I follow a vegan diet, and part of the raw and fruit vegetable is classified and may fall under the category of a vegan diet, or they call it raw foodism, or, but I'm not a vegan and I'm not aiming at a vegan, but sometimes as I journey on into my wellness journey, some of the things that I find that I'm eating more fruits, and I'm liking the raw vegetables, some of them that I'll talk about tonight, but I do prefer sometimes that my vegetables are cooked. I do a lot of juicing and I do a lot of smoothies, which is incorporating inside of a raw fruit vegetable fast. Now I break my fast because I'm on an intermittent fast. I do a 16-8, which 24. I do 16 hours where I don't eat until probably up until around about 11 o'clock. I don't stop. I stop around 6 or 7 o'clock, and then I don't eat again the next day. So I break my fast. But when I break my fast, I break in my fast with liquid. And most mornings when I'm on the raw vegetable fast, I break it with a liquid. So I break it with a green tea. I do matcha green tea, which I love. And that helps me in the morning. Or sometimes, as I do incorporate a protein. I also use my protein pods, strawberry. I may put it in almond milk, which is, part of the, not the part of what we can call raw, but that's me doing dirty raw right there. I put mine in almond milk and I shake it in the dissolve and I drink it. And it's important that I also drink my water. So when I break my fast, that's some of the things that I do. But when I eat my first meal for the day, it may be a smoothie and then some of the things where I'm going to talk about tonight. So, okay, I found out that if I stay on this particular, what they may call a raw vegetable, fast, I can lose anything up to 20 pounds in 4 weeks. 20 pounds in 4 weeks. Okay, so I lose 2 pounds a week on my regular new lifestyle way of eating. I can lose 2 pounds. Then give or take from week to week. Sometimes as women, we can be carry excess water weight. So sometimes I jiggle up and down. And for those of us that are still having menstrual cycles, you can hold like 5 to 8 pounds of water. But, that varies according to, ladies, it varies. So I flux sometimes. It's 2 then I can drop, and then I can go up 1, and then I drop back 3, 4. So that's how it works sometimes for me. Okay, however, once I went into and I did this calculated thing about my body, how my body would change if I stay on it. And I was amazed. I was intrigued. Yes, I was, because I also do the inches where I take measurements of how much is my biceps. I took inches of my neck. I took across my shoulders. I took across my chest, and I did my waist, my hip, my calves, all of that. And the measurements that I were going down, it was awesome. I love it, because sometimes getting on the scale ain't always the best answer, but I learned to take measurements, because I'm all about trying to lose body fat. And I found out on the raw vegetable diet, that's what it targets. It targets body fat. So when I became anti-inflammable because of the food that I'm eating, my swelling went down. I lost 14 pounds. I remember the first time that God healed me, and I got the next week, it was like 14 pounds were off of me, easily down from where I started to 14 pounds. And that really catapulted me to say, I want to do more. And it changed my whole perspective on how I'm going on in this wellness journey. All right, so I did that. I found out, as I already know, that my type, when it comes to my BMI, I fell under the obesity type, because the recommended BMI based on the WHO, which is our World Health Organization, is 22.5. Mine came up, and I put it up on the screen. Mine came up to 48.8. Wow. Double. Okay. And I talked about it in one of my previous videos that I am considered morbidly obese. Here they saying obese. Okay. Obesity type. So I wanted to find out more. And of course I have. So I had to learn how to metabolize my body. I need my metabolism to be pushed into gear, because we know when the metabolism isn't working, we do not burn fat. And not only that, we don't burn fat, and we do not have any energy. So we walk around feeling very sluggish. So even in this test, it came out that at the age, I'm 60, but my metabolism is like a 107-year-old person. Ooh. I said, oh, that's kind of deep. 107-year age metabolism. That's my indicator. Okay. According to my mass, according to my BMI, according to what I put in the charts, how much I weigh, how tall I am, and how old I am. Okay. So I want to do something about that. So I did. And as I did, I wanted to learn how to speed up my metabolism. One of the things that I learned when I told in one of my previous, I also talk about going back to the gym, right? Doing hours of cardio. I got on the treadmill, and I'm gonna tell you the honest, the goodness, good truth. It was a lot for me. Okay, that day going back to the gym. If you haven't checked out that video, you need to check out my video. Follow me, please, and you'll see some of the things, that venture. I actually went to the gym, and I only did 15 minutes because I was testing the waters. I wanted to see, can I do cardio? I'm testing because I always want to know where my body is when I'm doing it. But I found out that, yeah, okay, I can do it because I don't have the soreness in my joints like I used to, but I was still not in good health. I get a little winded. I didn't walk that fast, and I'm looking forward to doing much more, even walking. Okay. I'm also aware of lifting weights because I have done that in 2007. I was going into weight lifting, but I really didn't want to get into bodybuilding, so I got into strength training. And one of the Boy, advantages of that. When I went into lifting weights, oh my body it speed up and the weight was dropping quicker than when I just, because you lose it just eating well, eating right, eating lower calories, because I did portion control and I count my calories. But I also went to lifting weights because it builds muscle. And anybody who don't know, you will know, when you build muscle, it burns fat. Okay? Building muscle burns fat even faster. So use fat burning supplements. I have not did so, but do more non-exercise activities, a lot of walking, stepping in place. Those are very good. Eat small meals every 2 to 3 hours and eat plenty of proteins. Okay, that's some of the things that I found out about, speeding up my metabolism. All right. You say, metabolism is the process by which your body, converts what you eat and drink into energy. Okay, going to what I'm going to find out and talk about the raw vegetable. I found out that when the more vegetables and the fruits that I ate, it helped to metabolize my body, because during the complex biochemical process, calories in food and beverages are combined with oxygen to release the energy your body needs to function. Even when you're at rest, your body needs energy for all its hidden functions, just such as even breathing. If I have erratic breathing, I have my Fitbit on, and I check my, rhythm in my, after the next morning to look and see what was going on. I love to see that my rhythm is not all over the place, like my breathing ain't all over the place. But I've saw that even through before I went on my health and wellness journey, my breathing was whoo, and I will be burning up some calories even while I'm sleeping. You understand? I'll look at my Fitbit and say, wow, I did 600 and 800, and, while I'm sleeping, my body is burning because my breathing is doing something. What are the factors that affect the metabolism? I'm glad you asked. Several factors determine your individual basal metabolism, including your body size and composition, right? People who are larger or have more muscle burn more calories. People who are larger or have more muscle burn more calories, even at rest. Your sex. Men usually have less body fat and more muscles than do women of the same age and weight, which means men burn more calories. All right. I'm going to ask the question again. What is the most natural way to increase the metabolism? Well, following a nutritious, well-rounded eating plan and getting plenty of physical activity is the best way to support a metabolism with health-promoting benefits. Other tips we'll find out, you can later find out by, learning how to stay hydrated, enjoying coffee or tea in moderation, and getting plenty of sleep. All right. So there you have it. All right. So I wanted to talk about what is a raw diet, and mentioning it is that it's the raw food diet or raw food fast. And that's usually when you break your fast, when they call, break fast. That's when you ain't eating and now you the first meal of the day. But dealing with a raw food diet, often called raw foodism or raw veganism, is composed of mostly or completely raw and unprocessed food. Okay. A food is considered raw. Now, hear me. A food is considered raw if it has never been heated over 104 to 118 Fahrenheit or 40 to 48 C. Okay. Ooh, I learned something, because when you put the heat on the flame under your food, you can take out the nutrition that the food is. So when you overcook your vegetables, you pull out all of the nutrition. It should not be refined pasteurized, treated with pesticides, or otherwise processed in any other way. That's how you determine what raw is, okay? Instead, the diet allows several alternative preparation methods, such as juicing, one of my favorites, blending, one of my second favorites, and dehydrating, soaking, or sprouting, which I have not done, okay? But similar to veganism, the raw food diet is usually plant-based, being made of mostly of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, okay? It's mostly of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Okay, so that's why when I went into investigating what I should researching about what I should eat, when people will say, "Wow, you know, I love tofu," so sometimes I substitute meat for tofu, but I'm not yet rid of eating meat. I'm not yet. That's why I don't say I'm a vegan, though I love the raw vegetable type of fast. I also love still chicken. I still eat fish. You understand? So occasionally, I may have beef. I'm weaning myself away from those things, but I'm still enjoying it in the process. I am, truth be told. All right. Okay, so also it says while I was doing the research, most raw diets are completely and they are plant-based as I thought. Some people also consume raw eggs. Now, if you're vegan, real vegans probably won't eat eggs and they won't deal with dairy. Okay. I'm not here to judge. I'm just sharing my journey, my story. Less commonly, raw fish, sushis are not one of my favorites, and meats may be included as well. I believe all meat should be cooked. That's just my thing. All right. Additionally, taking supplements is typically discouraged on the raw food diet. Um, Often they claim that the diet will give you all the nutrition you need. And the reason why they don't think that you should supplement. But you'll find that sometimes the type of, depending on what kind of vegetables you do eat and fruits you eat, you may not get all of the nutrients that you need. I take a vitamin right now that's is ritual. And this is not this is not a paid commercial on it, but I take ritual. And I take it because I knew my body was lacking the omega 3 fatty acids. And before I got on my anti inflammatory diet, I began to take these and I felt amazing, a great change in my wellness when I started on it. And I've probably been on it now for about a year. About a year, I believe I've been taking ritual vitamins. They smell great. Again, this is not promoted, but it smells good. It has a minty smell. They put a little mint cap inside of there, and all of the tablets they dissolve, slow dissolve. And I have the 50 plus for women, and it's also made, with no GMOs, none of that stuff. It's really good. It's really good, and it tastes great. Okay, it's because of the mint flavor, scented tabs that it smells good. Smells good. Okay, that's called Ritual. All right. So anyway, so I do take supplements, and as I mentioned, I do protein pods by that I usually get, and I also take there's another one I do, another protein I do. It is can't think of it now. It's in one of my videos. I'll list it either up here on the video. You'll get to see it. But check out some of my last videos. You'll see where I talk about some of the things that I use in my diet. All right. Yeah. All right. Oh, it's called collagen. There it goes. It's collagen peptide. Yeah. And that's a form of is a vital protein. And it's really good. So I like that too. And I put that in my drinks, my green tea. Anytime I'm drinking, you can drink it in your water. You know, you can just add it to your beverages. And my beverages I do. Okay. I even add it to my coffee in the morning. All right, so I want to talk about the bottom line. The fresh raw foods are a valuable part of a healthy diet. True that is. However, it's possible to have too much of a good thing. Cooking is important to make certain foods and nutrients more digestible. Mm. So that's why while I was on my journey, I researched about it, but I found out that I could not stomach all 7 days or all 21 days of just raw without some of my minds being cooked. So I would cook a day or two, or some, even in the same day, I may have some raw where I didn't put the heat to, and then there was some that I would put the fire to because I like my vegetable cooked. There's certain ones that I won't eat raw. You understand? If I'm doing a salad, oh yeah, I was big on my salads, lunchtime salads or raw. I can put anything and everything in there raw. But there were certain times when my dinner, if I wasn't doing a salad, I wanted my steamed broccoli. I wanted my steamed cabbage. I wanted my, I can eat carrots without it being cooked. But broccoli for me, I cannot eat it in the raw. That's just me. I have to have it cooked. Okay. And sweet potato, love it. It's part of my anti-inflammatory diet, but I have to roast it. Okay. So they talk about certain things, but the good thing about it is that in the end, I settled on eating a combination of cooked and raw foods, for that was ideal for my health. Okay. And it may work for yours as well. Okay. So I convert my food from raw to cooked. So then in the same week, I can eat raw using my mushrooms, using, mushrooms I like to cook. No, that goes in the cook pile. But if I'm doing my cucumbers, celery, carrots, my black beans, I can add those to a raw salad and be fine. Okay. Along with my tomatoes. Yeah, I can do that in my raw. But if I want to cook, I may cook tomatoes. I cook my mushrooms. I cook, my broccoli. I do my carrots, I do my cabbage, and I make a saute, like I saute that with my onions, with my bell peppers, red, green, and yellow, because each color of the rainbow is very important because each color gives a different nutrients to the body. That's why they believe that we become lack of because of deficiency, because we don't do the rainbow. We may like more of the green, but we lack in the yellows, and we might make, so you have to have a combination. Okay, if you look at your plate, it should look very colorful. You should see some orange, some red, some purple. So you understand? Because mix it up, because each color of the rainbow is giving your body a different nutrients. All right. And it's really, really good to know. So I found out that when I did this research, supporters also believe that cooking food can be harmful to human health because it destroys the natural enzyme in food. It reduces the nutrient contents and reduces the life force that they believe to exist in all raw and living food. Because when we take the real raw, it's still in this living organism in it. And what happens is it restores the health and the nutrients that we need in our vital organs, which is very important, because when you put the heat to it, you're killing it. So while it's living, when you put living in living, everything's still living, right? People follow the raw food diet for the benefits they believe it has, including weight loss, which was my benefit. It improved my vitality. Amazing. I feel lighter. I move a little better when I'm in the raw, and increase my energy. And it also was an improvement to the chronic disease of the inflammation in my body, because overall it reduced the impact, of what was going on in my body. So if I had to sum this up, the raw food diet is made up mostly of foods that have not been processed or heated over a certain temperature. Okay, so that's to keep in mind. Remember, the raw food diet is made up mostly of foods that have not been processed or heated over a certain temperature. All right. So I have a list, and I'll include the list of the foods to eat, like all fresh fruits, all raw, raw vegetable, raw nuts and seeds. You got all the seeds. My goodness, I love them. I love almonds. I love walnuts, pistachio, which I don't do a lot of, but I love walnuts, and almonds are one of my top favorite nuts, and of course peanuts. I love peanuts. You can have raw grains and legumes, sprouted or soaked, dry fruit and meats, nut milk. I've found me a nice nut milk that I use called I think it's nut pods. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's low in sugar, no sugar added. I love it. So I use that if I want to add something like some milk of some sort to my diet. I use the nut milk. Almond milk, is very good as well. Raw nut butter. Yes, I have me some raw nut butter or butter. Almond butter. I have almond butter. Um, Cold pressed olive or coconut oil is good. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, seaweed, sprouts. I even tried sprouted multigrain bread or sprouted wheat bread. Loved it. It was good. Raw eggs or dairy. No, I remember my mom used to make us the parshed eggs, if I'm saying that right. It was a little raw and put a little salt and pepper on it. And we used to like it as little kids, break it. And we used to give us that for breakfast some morning. Raw meat, again, I say no to the raw fish. I'm not a sushi person. But they did talk about foods to avoid. Cooked fruits, vegetables, meats, and grains. Baked items, roasted nuts and seeds, refined oils, table salt. I heard Himalayan salt is very good. Refined sugars and flour, they are definitely out of my diet. That's part of the anti-inflammable. I can't do it. Pasteurized juice and dairy. Okay, those pasteurized juice and dairy. Watch out for those. Coffee and tea. I'm a little partial to the coffee and tea, depends on how, because you can have certain black teas, and like I say, I do matcha tea. They're healthy, but that's me. That's my diet. That's my anti-inflammable. That helps me. Alcohol, not a drinker, so it doesn't bother. Pasta. Um, I'm trying now what chickpea pasta. Chickpea pasta. I've yet to try that. I'm looking forward to doing a dish with that with my mushroom tomato sauce. Um, Pastries, that's out. Chips, they're out. And other processed food and snacks. All right. So try to avoid those when you're on a raw vegetable and fruit fast or diet. Okay. All right. So there's some nutritional facts about being on a raw, and fruit vegetable diet. And a raw food diet has some positive points. Mainly, it's very high in fresh fruits and vegetable. It also incorporates other foods that are high in nutrient and fiber. And we need that. We need to be high in nutrient, and we need fiber. Fiber helps move the waste and stuff out of our bodies. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't get enough fiber in your body, you will have problems later on when it comes time for the bowel movement. We need to have the intestines, the large one mainly, has to be hydrated. And that, in order to move, fiber helps move the body, the waste out of the body through the small and large intestine. Y'all see, your girl learned a lot of stuff while she do her research, and I'm so glad that I did the study. It is to also credit the pros to this is that raw food diet limits the intake of food known to contribute to poor health if you eat them in excess, such as the processed junk food and the added sugars. You remember that? If you follow me, I talked about that in one of my videos as well. Watch out for the added sugars and the breakdown I did in the video, and you'll see. Because when added sugar is not the natural sugar. See, fruits have natural sugar. But if there's added sugars, those are the sugars that our body does not recognize. So it does not know how to process it. So it stays inside of our body, turns toxic, and causes a lot of harms to our organs. Okay. So you want to be aware of the added sugar. Look at your labels. There are life and death in those labels. Look at the labels. Follow them. They are given nutritional values because there are daily values on it, so they help you so that we don't intake or overtake, too much of what is the body cannot manifest. Okay. So you want to be careful, and you'll look down and you'll see where that added sugar, it's a percentage. It'll tell you 12%, but if it says 2% of the 12, that is, or 10% of the 12, then that is added sugar. That's bad. That's not good at all. Okay. You want no added sugar, zero added sugar. Okay. That's what we look for. Natural sugar, yes. Added sugar, no. All right. All right. So when someone switches from a mostly cooked diet to mostly raw diet, their calorie intake is likely to decrease dramatically. Some people may not find it possible to eat enough raw food to meet their daily calorie needs. That was me. I couldn't eat all of that 4 cups of this and adding all of just to get my calorie to 1,500. Never mind 1,000. I couldn't even get to 1,000. But it was hard pushing those. You gotta eat a lot of it because they're low in calories. So of course, here's where the good part, because it helps to lose, weight. Because additionally, you're gonna lose some weight because of it. But the body may be depleted of some of the nutrients because you're not getting it. So that's where I take my supplements. Yes, I make sure that I have all my little additives, my protein. I make sure I get my omega-3, and watch out for the omega-6 because those are not good. They're not healthy fats. Okay. So I take my supplements because I know that in my diet, I may not get it because I don't eat all of that. Though I'm doing okay. I'm doing much better. 99.9% better than I was. And I see the result. I have a leaner body mass because of it. If you could I used to could take that pinch and on certain parts of my body, but I noticed that it's going down. So my lean mass is coming there. After a while, I have some muscles. Y'all see. Stay with me. Stick with me. You're going to see the muscles come out. Yeah. All right. My brother-in-law said amen. All right. Amen. Hey. So cooking also increases the amount of certain nutrition and antioxidants your body absorbs. Okay. So that's the purpose, so that we can have a more digestible with our food. That's the purpose of the cooking. So that's the good thing. All right. And finally, raw diets tend to be nutritionally unbalanced because they must be mostly made up of either fats or fruits to meet calorie needs. Yeah, true. So avocado is a healthy fat. So I'll have avocado. That's part of one of my healthy fats that I use. But banana, which is high in sugar, if it's, the ripened that it is, the sweeter it is. But there's certain fruits that I do not eat that are high in calories. I love them, but I may not eat them in excess, because it can kind of give me what they call a sugar spike, even from the natural, because I have a history. Thank God I'm not a diabetic, but I have history in my family of diabetic. My dad was a diabetic, died at 59 years of age. Thank God I'm 60. And have not been diagnosed with diabetes. Thank you, Jesus. But I know that God had to spare me many a times from becoming borderline or pre-diabetic. Okay. I have friends that are diabetics. And because of it, I know the life-altering changes that it does to a body, because they said diabetes can never be cured. So once you are diagnosed as a diabetic, that's it. It's a lifelong, but you can control it. It can be managed. You can live with it, okay? But it all goes back to your diet, how you're eating. So just, you have to learn some of the restrictions, okay? So I know I said a lot. I hope that wasn't too lengthy, I hope. But this means raw diets may be not only deficient only in calorie, but also some vitamins, minerals. So if you have to take your supplements, girls, men, do it, ladies. If you have to, do the supplements so that you make sure that your body is getting all that it does and all that it needs, okay? Because in order for the body to heal itself, you must take care of the body and you must give it its proper nutrients, okay? So that's it for tonight. I'm glad that you have joined me. And remember, if you like my video, please share it with somebody that you think it may benefit or may benefit from. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you can get all of my future videos. All right? All right, that's it. You all be blessed, stay healthy, and stay well. Until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you